What's up, Boxing Land? What's up, Boxing Freaks? I'm here to talk to you today about Brandon Vera getting robbed against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. last night on HBO. We all knew it ahead of time, yet it still disgusts us. It still upsets us with the amount of politics and corruption in boxing. It's sad because Vera was robbed twice. Chavez Jr. couldn't even make the first agreed upon weight, and he came in heavier. And then to top it off, Vera clearly beat him in that fight, and Chavez Jr. got a unanimous decision. And you guys have to understand that these judges will score massive amounts of rounds for the fighter that they were indirectly told, to score for, so that in case there's an honest judge there who scores the fight correctly, their fight, the fighter that they want to win, which was Chavez, can get at least a split decision. But the cards were unanimous decision. And I hope that, my good friend Bloodstain Lane puts out an ether video on the three son of a bitches that robbed Brandon Vera last night. And props to Brandon Vera for a great performance, for discipline and dedication to the sport, and for class afterwards. I can't imagine the pain and the frustration that he must be feeling. And the industry knew that this would happen. The industry knew that they would have to give Chavez Jr. everything that he needs, okay, in order to win this fight. Like they gave him the weight, like they gave him the decision. And, while HBO was somewhat honest in what happened last night, it's not like they didn't know that would happen. Because the truth of the reality is that they need a name opponent for Andre Ward. And mind you, Andre Ward is a fighter that I like. And nothing personal against Andre Ward, but all of this that occurred, you could say, why did this happen last night? Like, why did the powers that be, why did boxing allow this to happen? And the reason why it was allowed to happen was so that Andre Ward could have a big name opponent in the future at 68. And there's no one else out there for Andre Ward. Unfortunately, he's not like Floyd Mayweather, where he has a huge roster of Mexican fighters at his disposal with a name that he can sell a lot of pay-per-view and generate a lot of money. Because as I said in previous videos, the Mexican-American and the Mexican demographic in boxing is the largest demographic in the United States of America. If not for them, boxing would probably be dead in North America, and Floyd Mayweather would probably be driving a Hyundai or a Kia. He wouldn't be driving Maseratis, or he wouldn't be driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis. But, getting back to my point, the industry knew that Chavez couldn't lose because they have to set up a fight with Andre Ward. And what I want you fools to stop doing is to stop saying, oh, I can't wait to see Andre Ward put the beats on Chavez Jr. Yeah, Andre Ward is going to get him. Don't say that, because they set that shit up from the beginning, all right? They would play into your emotions. You would say that, and probably they'll put that bullshit fight on pay-per-view. I don't want to see it. Andre Ward is a fantastic human being. I think he's a great role model and a great ambassador for boxing, as well as a great technician and a great fighter. But you know what? Putting all that aside, I don't want to see him fight Chavez Jr. because I think it's a bum-ass fight. Andre Ward beat the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? And it's a total mismatch. And I don't think that Chavez Jr. deserves to get a fight or any recognition. As a matter of fact, all of you should go out there and you should just boycott Cesar Chavez Jr. You shouldn't watch any of his fights. You shouldn't comment outside of this video, or maybe one or two things on social media out of frustration, vent it out. But you know what? Boycott the guy. He's totally unprofessional. All right. In Texas, he refused to take a drug test once. At another time, he proved positive for a banned substance. He showed up overweight in this fight. He's a crybaby. He tested positive for marijuana, and basically he's gotten a slap in the wrist. And and this reminds me why I hate Bob Arum so bad, because of the corruption in boxing. And not that I want to get off subject, but could we really expect Delvin Rodriguez to get a decision against Miguel Cotto next week? Absolutely not. And I'm predicting Delvin Rodriguez to put the beats on Cotto. But you know what? This corruption that's taking place because it wants to set up bigger matches, you're not going to see that. And it happens time and time again. Everybody needs to go out, and you need to get the names of the three judges, and you need to put their pictures out, and you need to blast it. All right? And you need to call the boxing commissions, and you need to make enough noises till they take us seriously, until this corruption stops. Again, the industry and anybody with a decent boxing brain knew that Brian Vera was set to lose this fight. There was no way in hell he was going to win this fight, And all it is just a future setup for an Andre Ward fight. That's the big fight that HBO wants to put on. And it disappoints me because there's so much bullshit going on Showtime with, the Al Heyman effect and the bias and the corruption there, all right, and TMT and Floyd. And then you go to HBO and it's no fucking different with Bob Arum and Top Rigs Promotion, Showtime only buys fights from Golden Boy. It seems like HBO only buys fights from Top Rank. HBO, you fucking disgusting people. You don't buy fights from Lou DiBella. You don't buy fights from anyone else but Bob Arum. And us fans, do we expect the corruption to stop? Do we expect anything different? At this point, it's like everybody should just cancel their subscriptions and everybody should just boycott it. And that's the way that our voices are finally going to be heard. So I'm so disgusted. It's like most of us, diehard fans, we're like, to use an analogy, we're like a wife in an physical abusive relationship. We get beat up week after week after week, but we come back because we love it. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm totally disgusted. I don't know if maybe I want to watch another fight for a month or two. You guys tell me what you think. Follow me at Twitter at YDKSAB. Peace.